Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay.
James, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Call the Safety and Public Works Committee to order.
Okay.
First, we have the minutes of November 13th, 2024.
It's like a speaker's on in here. Do you have the TV remote? Clerk?
Yeah, but I usually don't have it connected.
No. Hope everybody got a chance to look at the minutes. Discrepancies. Next, we have Department of Public Safety. Ms. Cash will be our representative today.
I think the director's on his way up, but I just covered a couple things I had.
Okay.
First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Gunter for opening up the shelter during the weather the other day. That was a huge help to us at Public Safety, especially when Harbor Towers had the flood again and the broken pipes and that. We had to move people out of Harbor Towers, so that was huge. So James, it's definitely appreciated, and I'll be calling you in the future if we need it. So it was,
Tonight.
and the only other thing I had, and then I'll turn it back over to the director, was the fact that we do rental inspections, and we found some really bad living conditions again recently on rental inspections, and have been able to fix those for people. But we've also found 2 active gas leaks during rental inspections in the past 2 weeks, to where our guys went in and actually the gas was leaking. One guy was smoking next to the furnace with the gas leak, and we're able to solve the problem. So it just shows, people think inspections are punishment or, we're picking on them, but it's really truly safety. And we were able to prove that once again. So that's all I have.
Thank God for inspection.
Commissioner Henry.
I just want to know, were you called or you just went to that house?
They were just regular scheduled inspections. So the regular annual inspections we were out doing, and both of them, they found active gas leaks.
Good job, thank you.
Can we make that public? The story?
Yeah, that's fine. I can put something out on it.
That's
Yeah,
what we're
she's
trying
not
to-
sure.
Somebody have like the YouTube streaming right now?
Thank you very much.
That's almost what it sounds
On
like.
your computer, it's streaming right now.
I heard him,
I'm
he
on.
talked to Echo.
They talk
It
echo
echo.
for everybody, but it almost sounds like it's coming through another device.
Yeah.
You hear sound?
It's echoing.
Oh,
Guinness, Chief Guinness, you have the floor, and give us a brief update. Anything you got?
He's already speaking.
Is the word limit?
He said it's in pack. Is it back?
Or can you just give us, we like to hear you talk, I mean, you went to the Detroit Lions game and all that. Can you just speak? Just wanna hear about it.
huh? What? What'd you say?
Give us some good stuff.
It was from I said, you're forcing me, I'll get the report and look at it.
Go to the chief speak. Yes, thank you.
We have, between the road
It doesn't
and
work.
especially the detective, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, push the button.
Oh, that's right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk and Clerkette. So the road and Detective Bureau, we've been doing some good work over Benton Harbor. So that's what we're supposed to do. So I don't know really what to tell you. We didn't have a report because my detective was on some other drug investigations, but we had a couple of drug busts. We got some fentanyl, some cocaine, some heroin in the city. we are still experiencing high vehicle thefts and burglaries. We got some videos we've been trying to get between Chief Greg and myself to put out, but you can see people come up, they'll test the doors. If it opens, they'll go in. If not, they'll just move on to the next house. So we really encourage people to send us those videos. There is for at least one of the individuals has been a kind of consistent, younger, black male subject, thin, wearing all gray hooded, either a sweatshirt or some hooded jacket. That's been kind of consistent. We've also seen, of course, when we're patrolling, you see us there, but our guys have been pretty diligent. And again, the Detective Bureau, we've had really great success with the cases that we have moved through. Obviously, fire department, we are still, again, when we're Benton Harbor. And that sounds really kind of crazy to say that, but Commissioner Henry, that's the truth. So we expect you to expect excellence, and that's what we try to give. As far as personnel wise, it's been a long uphill battle, but we're about 9 months from being back full strength, give or take. So we got some really good candidates. And right now when we're looking at stuff like power outages and warming centers, I think that we're able to curve. It's something we're happening tonight. I can start making my calls. Thank God for Pastor Ken Robinson, Andre Palmer, Maurice McAfee. Of course, our church will open up, and maybe someday, Mayor, open up and make ourselves available to our residents, because we're in Harbor.
That's right.
So, and some of us in Benton Harbor do like the Lions. The rest of these Chicago Bears clowns. I'm sorry. So I know there's some new grant cycles coming up that we've been talking with the boss about looking into for some various things. So, we realize we are the biggest part of the budget. We try to be transparent, give information as far as a report. Honestly, like you said in the book of John, if we were to write everything down, this would be about 8-11 pages. So we try to keep it to about 4 or 5. So I will close with, again, clerk, who are we? Oh, Lord. James, who are we, man? Oh, God.
Obviously, nobody knows.
Mr. Who are we?
Who are we?
Yeah.
We've been Harbor. You got that? Oh.
Not the
I don't know what
Ghostbusters.
happened to that. Can I have that seat right there?
And with that, sir, I just run the floor.
Yeah, Chief, we had they had the recruitment at the college. Did we get any? Was Benton Harbor part of that?
We were there.
Oh, how did we do? Anything pop up for us?
I'm not sure where the stars of that went. So usually if there's somebody that they would push our way, we know. So we were kind of ahead of the game. So we got 5 ready to go. 2 in January, 3 in May. So, and we're very happy with the job that the LMC Police Academy did, being down for 4 years. They did an outstanding job, and we like that we're having a local. So we're just kind of gearing up, getting ready for the summer, working on some things now. You will see us moving forward now that we have solidity in our top. We are going to come back with some things through the manager, of course. Coming back to public safety, we'll have a little bit of in legislative, probably some things that go to finance committee and deal with money. So it's kind of where we are. And I want the boss to jump in here and take this over. He got a lot of stuff to tell us.
Anything? Commissioner Henry.
Thank you, Chair. I just
No questions. No, I'm kidding.
No, I just want to ask you this question, and I know it's probably not even in your radar, but for the last 6 months, I don't know if it's a resident or there's a person that's been emailing us about the state police stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm wondering if you looked at it, did you have anything to say about it? Well, I know it's probably in court now because it lasted since last year, and I didn't say anything about it, and I didn't hear any other commissioners saying anything about it, and I didn't hear our safety department. So I'm wondering if you got anything to add to it, because it's very distressful that it happened in Benton Harbor.
But do we know it did happen in Benton Harbor? I don't even know where it was.
Yeah, I saw the video. I saw the video. He emailed that to us last year. So I just wondered if you
To
had
answer
any.
your question, actually, why we were clapping at me then, I was on with the inspector from the District 5, Second Command, because we don't have anything to do with this. Again, I'm even not sure if it's been Harbor Benton Township. None of the documents he sent me has anything, on there. And he's already filed a complaint with state police. There is litigation started.
I know.
So even like with us, we don't, once it goes to
To court, you
Western
just
District
keep your
Court or
hand off
whatever.
of it.
So, but to answer your question, I actually plan on calling him directly, speaking to him after this meeting, and what he's requesting from us, because I don't think we can provide that, and I don't think that we should. And, again, I didn't know this by the man. We talked about it briefly yesterday, but I'm not sure that there's nothing that we can do. And we're even in their jurisdiction, and he already got it in court.
Right. I got that. I just wanted to know were you aware of the situation?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And
Okay.
I talked to Inspector Schoonville coming in here. He's going to provide me some information. I'm going to talk to Mr. Lariat personally after this meeting.
I don't know all that. That's just too much for my brain. Then the second half of that question is, in the last year or two, I've heard a lot of people complain about how the state police treat our residents. Where can they, I know if they come to you, can you do anything about how the state police treat our residents? I don't need to know who. I know I can go to the state police, but
So, actually, glad you asked that question too, because they got new leadership at this 5th district. We're in the 5th district, Paw. New captain, it's the same inspector. There's a new lieutenant. I call him Flunky, but don't quote that. Works with the detective bureau. So we actually have Commissioner, James Commissioner, a sit down with them. What is this? It is, I want to say, it's not next week. I want to say maybe the first week of January to discuss their deployment here. I've already had a discussion with, I'm forgetting his title. He does the special services in the district about the chases that they start and don't end, that we have to clean that up. So I started that discussion, and we're going to talk about moving forward from here where we are. Now, I will say this, we have a very, very, very good relationship with the district. The new captain, I like him, I trust him. He's been here. You've seen him in uniform and maybe even out of uniform. You've seen Schoolville, he's been here. Chuck Christensen, who runs over the detectives, he comes here and just pops in the visits. So we have a good relationship. We actually are, honestly, when you look at other secure cities to the state, we always come up as the light and shining model because we get along so well. And statistically, the numbers that we're producing here are phenomenal. So I don't necessarily think when you say a problem how they talk to people, how much of that is, I don't know, without seeing, without hearing. But when I get those complaints, I contact them directly, put them in contact. And I'm gonna say, everyone when I've contacted, then post commander Carlisle, he already called them immediately. And I verified with the people, hey, have you talked to anybody from yes, got the process going. So we got a good thing going, even when things are not necessarily things that we want to address, we can sit down and talk, like agencies talk like men, and they understand that they're guests here. They'll tell you, we're guests here. You can say, Ben Arbor or MSP, we're done, see you later, and then they'll pack up and leave. But I think they've been a great resource to us. We have a good relationship, and then when there have been trouble or issues, I got front door to the captain of the district and the post. So all those things for the questions, we are meeting.
So I can direct any complaint to you,
Yes,
and that's just what I'll do. Thank you.
yes, ma'am.
All right, moving on. Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Next is Department of Public Works. Resolution to approve a Metro Act application from Midwest Energy and Communications. City Manager.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. This Metro Act application we received from MEC. MEC is out of Cassopolis. They are doing a lot of the laying the fiber in association with the county's program on broadband. They are actually putting fiber currently through a lot of the township. And I believe this application is about them coming into the city and going down Paw Paw toward where PFN is going to be coming in with the installation across the lake. They paid their $500 fee, and I believe with the acceptance the city gave some years ago to the Metro Act, it's pretty much automatic.
I remember we talked about this months ago, about coming across the lake, hooking up G. Clark Park area, something like that.
Yes, and basically this company is running fiber in that direction toward where that junction's going to occur. And I will suspect over time, we're gonna see a lot of others doing the same.
The city will have access to this too, right? To this fiber optic to.
We'll have some access to it, yes, that's part of the discussion we have going on.
Any questions on the Metro Art Act permit?
Yes,
It's done.
I heard him say some access. What is some? Can you add that up for somebody who don't know what you're talking about?
You actually interpreted that correctly, some meaning that we don't have a firm agreement yet on how much. We're still discussing that.
The applicant will pay an annual amount to have this.
Yes, under the Metro Act, all of the telecommunications providers are required to pay so many cents per foot of line that they have within your jurisdiction. And I don't believe it's a great deal of money, but we do get an annual amount from it.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Just so you can bring me up to, where is the project for Jean Clark Park, the boring?
I have asked for an update on that. I believe they completed doing the boring and put that back in for the testing. But I've asked for an update from them on exactly where they are now. They did advise us when this all started that it would be a process that would really take some time before there'd be a lot showing, because they have a great deal of environmental compliance stuff to do before they can actually begin doing a lot of the work.
So you think that they will give you an update on it before that happens?
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Okay, and then I'll be looking forward to reading it. Thank you.
Any more questions on this? Thank you, we'll move that forward, clerk. Next, we have number 2, resolution authorizing the city manager to execute indoor grant GG 22 star 3086 amendment 2. City manager. City manager has the floor.
Give me just a moment if you will. As you know, we've been, as we're sort of winding down from the lead service line. Sorry, I hadn't pressed the button. As we're winding down from the lead service line placement project, we're having amounts of money left from some of the contracts and so forth, and have asked the state to permit us to utilize this money to do some of the things on our water distribution system and at the water plant. And in essence, this is one of those requests for them to approve an agreement to amend it where we can use some of the money that's left.
Go ahead, clerk.
If you recall that this is part of the presentation that Jason from Evan March did last month, when he went through the projects and let us know how much was left, what projects we weren't doing, and what we were gonna move to do what.
Most of this work will be done at the water plant.
At the water plant and some to parts of the distribution system. Some of this may be involved with the interconnect improvements that we're doing the transfer of water from St. Joe over to us.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand what Mr. Little said. Please repeat that.
I said it would mostly be the water plant and to some limited extent could be used on part of the distribution system, including the repairs that we have to make to that interconnect that where water comes through from St. Joe when we get ready to shut the plant down so we can do the other work.
There'll be water main hydrants included in that too, right?
Some.
Any more questions on this? Mr. Henry?
On the last sentence on the first page, can I get an understanding of that?
Financial impact, it says no change in funding totals is occurring. The amendment is authorizing a real allocation of grant dollars to better support city needs.
No, I'm talking about page 1. If the grantee completes all the projects listed, they will need to identify another funding source to cover any amount over $45 million. 45 million of this grant award. Can somebody please let my brain understand that?
City manager.
What they're saying is that of the total amount of funds that were made available by the state for lead line replacement work being done at the water plant facility and to the distribution lines, the total amount was some $45 million. They're saying if there are still items that have to be finished or repaired that exceed that 45 million, we'll have to identify another source for it.
Oh, okay, I got you. Then can you tell me about the contractual support services? What exactly is that at 200,000, 205,000?
Are you looking at that?
I'm
last
looking at page 2 of that document, the budget.
Just a second. Is that the back page?
Yes, on page 2 of that document, it's a budget, and it just says contractual support service, $205,000.
I'm not saying that exact location, but when they refer to contractual support services, it generally means that the oversight, making sure that everything is as it should be, and that they, checked all of the, make sure that the contractors are completed their, record keeping in accordance with what's required and that kind of thing.
So that's Avamarch,
That would be it.
that would be Avamarch. Oh, okay, thank you.
Any more questions? Thank you, we'll move that forward, clerk. Next, we have number 3, resolution approving utility easement within city right of way. City manager.
That's our discussion that we're bringing back on the question that you had asked, Commissioner.
Commissioner Bud,
Am I right? Oh,
Question, yes.
I'm
Yes.
sorry,
Yes.
I keep forgetting to select.
Yes.
That's where we wanted to come back and answer your questions that you asked about the sewer lines and where we were. If you go to the back page, we'll kind of walk through that. The Benton Township and the city have shared a line crossing the St. Joe to the sewer plant for many, many years. I recall back in 86 and 87, I was on the board of the joint sewage plant, that there were issues at different points with the partial flume meter that measured the flow as it went across and so forth. What they are doing, and that line, as you'll see on the picture here, and so that we can follow, if you hold it up like this with the river down at the bottom, so we're all looking in the same direction. You'll see that their line has run down Britton Avenue, turned at 11th Street, going over to Gray Street, and then came down to Riverview Drive, which is right at the point where the city's line crosses and goes over to the island, to the sewage plant. What they are doing now is, and that was a force main that they had there all the time. Now, what they're doing now is they're coming down and connecting, or actually not, they're coming close to where they previously connected with us at, and running across the river in a separate location of their own. But in response to the question that you asked, the existence of the lines that were there and the new one will enable, should we have a problem, where you see right there on the Riverview Drive right, if you look just to the left, you see the faint outline of the piers and some boat slips there. And you see 2 little dots there. These are where these two come close enough there that if we were to experience a problem with sewage going through our line, we would, at this point, route it across to the township's line. And they would, we've had discussions about having 2 pumps there that would pump the effluent into their line, and then it would go across the river, which would enable us to have time to repair our lines if need be, and if consequently were to happen the other way, could do the same thing.
okay. I appreciate that. These maps really gave me an understanding. Now, pumps. Is that a expense for Benton Harbor?
It would be, because that's basically for us.
So the pumps are for us.
Yes.
We need one pump to pump it back up from ours to Benton Township,
If needed.
if we need be.
Yes.
Do you know how much that pump costs?
I don't specifically, but it would be minor compared to everything else involved.
Okay. And, do we have an agreement with Benton Township?
We're in the process of working on getting more done now. The attorneys have been talking on it.
Will we have that before to make a decision about this? Let's be truthful with you. Benton Township they tell me they're friendly with us now, but they haven't been in years, so I wanna make sure that we got an agreement with them legally before it comes to the commission to vote on.
We won't have that by that time. It's still being worked on. And I would recommend that you not hold up for it. I have been involved a long time in that history between the township and the city, going back to the days of Dick Scott and all the other folks and whatnot. And I'm aware of what some of that history has been and some of the problems that we've had. We've moved beyond that now, and we're working well together on a number of different fronts. And I don't think there's any real need or hesitancy that we have to have about going forward. I can virtually assure you, we'll get it worked out.
All right. I see the chief over there nodding his head, that's kinda okay, thank you.
Certainly.
We got to announce that Ms. Fields had made it in.
Oh, just for the record.
For the record. Okay. Mr. Gunter.
What prompted the change? So what prompted us to have a separate line?
We've always had our line there, and they simply were joining and going through us. But as the township is growing and there's more and more, there was a need to have a separate line there.
What body?
I didn't have
Say something. You wanna say something?
No, I appreciate the question from Commissioner in regards to, I appreciate the question though in regards to what is our relationship. I have just somewhat followed along with the chiefs and having a black chief of police there now, and then just different changes of staff to some extent, because I actually go to some of the township meetings as well, but that is a very valid question in regards to what is our relationship like, will we be wasting money? And I was actually gonna ask that too, so good question.
And I'm happy to repeat that relationship has improved greatly over the years.
All right, we'll move that forward.
Oh, man, it's about
Public comments. Anybody want to comment on how well the city's been going? Expecting great things?
We've been hard.
Yes, I do.
Mr. Duncan had the floor.
Mainly because I do expect great things to happen. And I expect you guys to do more to make it happen. All of you. I'm kind of ticked off about my trash, my leaves You go down my street, everybody's trash can is up because my two trash cans are full. I make sure the street is taken care of. That's why when I have to keep asking for stuff, I get really irritated with you guys. Because if I do that over 70 years old, nobody else gonna pick up a glass, a bottle, a brick, nothing else. If I can do this, I got two extra dumpsters just for that. They've been sitting out there 3 weeks. And each week I came here and asked about it. I'm getting too old for this. There's another side of me that wants to really just start cursing like, I'm from there. Why are you shaking your head? I'm from there. I'm from the projects. I want satisfaction. I don't want nobody telling me something and not doing it, because if I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it whether you ask me or not. Through the chair. You the chair?
Yes, I'm the chair.
Mr. Chair,
Co-chair.
command that my trash cans get empty.
It's too late.
No, it's not, because they got trucks would run all day. They can come and empty. I even told them, if you pull the truck up there, blow the horn, I'll come out and help you put it in there if you think it's beneath your dignity or something.
The city manager said right here, you got duly noted.
That's what you said last week, the week before last, and the week before that. Now, to not do it now, and I like to see it done in the morning, because you know what's left to do? My backyard, I got everything raked over to the fences, because those two trash cans empty my yard. I don't want to have to go out there in the snow putting leaves over in a trash can what could have been taken care of when the days were nice. Empathy, sympathy, whatever you want to call it, I need all of that, because I'll continue doing what I'm doing. And I'm sure you done seen me out there. But if you're not going to help me, I'm going to illegally dump. I'm going to come and put it right in front in your parking area. Thanks for hearing me out. I just want satisfaction. That's all I'm asking for.
City, I want to apologize to you. We had said that we were extending it to last Friday, but when those winds came through Wednesday night, power went out down here and everything got kicked back, and I had them send out on the Facebook page that we were moving that forward and extending it to this Friday. So I will make sure that they get there and get your leaves.
During that time you was talking about, the trash can fell over twice.
Can you believe it?
And I had to go out there, which I do. That's just me. I could have just left it there like everybody else around here. But it's not, I got what I need. You're gonna take care of it, that'll be good. Now, this drain out in front of my yard, how many months have I been talking about that? You and your friends, Albert Marsh and all of their name, whatever their name is, they promised me, smiled in my face, all kinds of stuff, saying they were gonna help me. Still happening. I got one more thing to say. They said we need, citizens need a lawyer. And through your chair, I like to see you get that to happen, because things are happening when it get to a point where somebody tell me a police planted dope on you, we need a lawyer because we can't afford a lawyer like you guys. Let me say that again, like you guys. We got a lawyer that told me that we couldn't get a lawyer, but I didn't answer. I didn't go into no big whoop-de-doo with that lady, but I know we should be able to, as a home rule city, citizens do need a lawyer because we cannot afford one. And state appointed attorneys are trash. I said state appointed attorneys are trash. That's in caps, in case y'all thought I was saying it lightly. I'm not. I've been through that system. I know what it's about. So I'm not the pot calling the kettle black. We need some help. Through your chair, if you could help us with that and also help us with a motion for getting some reparations for our people like other cities are doing. I see it. I hear it. But we make no moves to help our people, but we will go and party with them, drink all day, smoke all day, all of that mess with them. But the serious things that our people need, I'm gonna ask you guys to champion those things that we need. Give you something else to do because what you're doing ain't enough. Thank you. And
Extra 3 minutes.
no, what did you say?
He gave you extra 3 minutes.
What is those words you said?
Expect great things.
Okay, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is what we deserve.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn. Gave you extra 4 minutes.
You can, this is our meeting. You can't tell me when to stop talking. This is citizens' comment, and you keep interrupting me. I'm on my way to my chair, and you keep interrupting.
Mr. Duncan, you got on a hat today, where your hat at?
I got, you don't see my hat? You don't see my hair?
Mr. City Manager.
Yes, along the line of great things, we have a couple of great things that will be announced shortly. I can't get ahead of it, so I won't inform all of it tonight, but within the next week or so, we're going to have some significant things. One thing I will share, though, is that a few weeks back when the newspaper was carrying a story about the problems that Dollaride was experiencing with insurance, I received a call from a former resident of Benton Harbor that currently lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. Apparently, she operates a courier business there, and that kind of operates like a rideshare service, and also does delivery of pharmacy supplies, groceries, and things of that nature. And she was asking about how she might be able to help. After the story ran that Dollaride was moving forward, she called back again and said she still would be interested in, know if the city would be interested in having her business here. And I told her I was certain that we would. She indicated she's going to be in town next week, and I told her I would invite her to come to the committee meeting. Her name is Jonisha Bowens, and expect her to be here next week and tell you a little bit about her business.
Thank you.
Go around, look at it.
Mr. Fish, got anything wrong? Any last comment?
Expect great things.
There you go. Meeting adjourned.
Sorry, I was late. My car, my battery is dead. I don't know. I think it's cold. Cause I just got it in April, so it's not. I'm like, whatever.